Y'all know who y'all rocking with. It's your boy Rocky, that dark-skinned one. And it's time for us to tap into another episode of New York Steppers. You heard? How my people's doing out there, man? How my SIGs doing out there, man? How my 550s doing out there, man? How my real rights doing out there, man? Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know what we doing once y'all see this face right here. How my people's doing, man? How y'all doing out there? All my viewers, all y'all checked in on a Friday night. What time is it? Well, we got a couple little phones over here. It's 1:54 a.m. and we up working. I could be at a club. I could be getting my single on, but you heard, I said, yo, we gonna cook up. It's time for me to cook up, you heard. I think, man, I've been dealing with distractions for so long that, you know, once you see yourself, you know, getting where you want to be, you better lock in. I promise you, man. Them distractions could be a mother effer, you heard. And we don't know that them distractions is there just to distract you, you heard. So once you start seeing the setup, you'll know how to move past all that. But how my people's doing out there, man? What's going on these YouTube streets, man? What's been happening, man? We got Remy Ma's son catching a body, you heard? Seemed like he a stepper, you heard? I might got an episode on him, you heard? We might got to do an episode on the boy. But nah, I ain't, to be honest with y'all, I ain't even look into the story or none of that. I think when things be going down, right, you will see a lot of people, especially content creators, you will see everybody rushing to drop their own version of it. But to be honest with you, I don't really like to do that. I tried that one time, and it's like the Diddy joint, right? The Diddy situation. And I did that. I'm like, yo, I got to keep up with the wave, but it wasn't my wave. It wasn't what I really wanted to do. I'm like, yo, damn, I'm doing something because everybody else doing it. That shit whacked to me, you heard? Stay yourself. Stay yourself. Do what you want to do, you heard? And bring your sauce to the pot. You ain't got to take nobody else's sauce out the pot, you heard, and to try to wear it. Nah, bring what you are to the party. But what's up? All right, we're going to get into this thing right here. So I want y'all to know, right, this story right here, it came not a special request as far as who it is, but I've been getting a lot of comments on, yo, why you ain't doing no story of nobody from Long Island or Staten Island. You know, a lot of the times, right, when you live in the when you live within the 5 boroughs, that means you in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Staten, well, not Staten because that's a little far, but Queens and all that, you start forgetting that we do got a Staten Island and we do got a Long Island, you understand? And so a lot of us be stuck on the 5 boroughs, but we gotta give, how he said it, the dude that was in the comment, he like, yo, we New York too, you heard? We gotta, you know? So they be wanting to hear shit. I ain't gonna front. When I put New York steppers, I ain't put 5 borough steppers. So just know, we tapping into it all, you heard? And I appreciate everybody that been rocking with me, subbing up. Y'all know we want to move up. So I definitely appreciate that, you heard? What else? What else going on? Yeah. Let's get to it. So, those of y'all who's not locked in, right? We gon' or don't know what to do because I ain't been saying this for mad long. These probably in my early videos. Go on my Instagram page. Hit me up. Follow me. Y'all could communicate with me more through my Instagram page. I'm about to start dropping all the reels to the channels like that, right? All the videos that's on the channel, I'm going to just drop the reels on Instagram. And for those of y'all who want to see, all right, so all of my episodes, right, y'all might not know, but all of them like 2 hours long, right? But I got 2 versions. I have the YouTube version that I put out to y'all, and YouTube got a lot of, restrictions. You can't say certain things, you can't show certain things and all that. Those of y'all who want to get those videos, the raw VIP videos, y'all got to tap into my Patreon, you heard? So I'm going to put my And matter of fact, you could go on my YouTube page, I believe, and my Patreon will be there too. So you gotta tap it. If it's not there, I'm gonna put it up there as soon as I'm done with this video. You heard? Well, alright, y'all. Alright, gang. Tonight we getting into the story of Leslie Pardo, aka CHOPPAVEli, aka the face of LI. Being born in Brooklyn, Chopper would grow up on New Kurt in the Flatbush area that was overpopulated by Crips. By the time he turned 15, his mother would move him and his brother out of the chaotic streets of Flatbush into a more settled spot in Long Island. She figured both of her sons would be dead by 18 if she kept them in Flatbush like so many of their friends that they left there. CHOPPAVEli would take to the insane gangster Crips while living in Flatbush and take his set on the road with him when he went to Long Island. After being in Long Island for only 2 years, Chop would have a change of heart. At first, he thought, like most city niggas thought, a place like Long Island with big houses and a suburban vibe had to be soft, but that was far from the truth. In 2016, CHOPPAVEli would end up taking a charge for one of his homies. Let's get into that case real fast. Okay, so men charged in armed robbery inside a Patchogue apartment. Police say the 20-year-old victim was lured to an apartment early Wednesday before being robbed and struck in the head with a handgun. A 20-year-old man was lured into the Patchogue apartment early Wednesday morning after... No. A 20-year-old man was lured into an apartment early Wednesday morning before being robbed and assaulted, police said. Another 20-year-old man, Leslie Pardo, was arrested hours after the incident, which occurred at the Fairfield Westlake complex at 311 West Main Street. The victim was invited to Pardo's apartment, but once there, Pardo and his accomplices, one of them was armed with a gun, forcibly stole the victim's pants, sneakers, and wallet around 2 a.m., police said. Come on, they took the boy's pants. Like, come on, bro. Y'all niggas better not put that pants on either. I ain't chop you like 6'3", you heard? You better not be trying to put niggas pants on, man. That's some Bronx shit, you heard? But nah, I'm playing the Bronx. Don't get at me. Don't say nothing, you heard? The victim was struck in the head with a handgun but refused the medical attention, police said. Pardo was arrested at 5 a.m. Pardo was arrested with 2 other guys at 5 a.m. Wednesday. Police did not specify how many others was involved in the robbery or if police are still searching for other suspects. Pardo was arraigned on Thursday. He is being held on $35,000 bail and $100,000 bond. He is due back in court next Monday. Okay. So that was an old case, right? So the case went like this. It was 3 of them in the crib, right? And it was Chop in his own brother crib, and so they told someone to pull up. He pulled up. The niggas robbed him, right? So now they going whatever they got off the nigga down. They making a move, right? They get pulled over, jammed up, right? And they got so the older nigga who driving, because at the time Chop probably 17. The nigga Gutter was there too. Gutter like 15, and they had an older nigga with him, right? And so the older nigga, like 32, just did like 12 years or some shit, just came home. So Gutter like, yo, son just came home. I'm going to take the charge for him because, you know, they ain't going to give a nigga nothing. He felt like, yo, he had a better chance than son because son was just coming home. He was on parole, you know? So, most real niggas, this is the shit that I'm talking about taking the charge. This shit just don't happen no more. So I definitely want to salute them on that. But yeah, so his right hand man Gutter felt like, yo, I could get lesser time than him, so I'm gonna take the charge. Gutter wound up taking the charge, and then they started talking about like 10 years and all that because he had another case open. So now Chop taking it all in, and he like, yo, damn. They made it to like the second court date together before Chop was like, yo, look, listen. Them niggas is trying to offer you 10, all because you got all this shit going on. You took the case from him, so now I'm going to take the case from you. At the time, Chop is 17, he could get a youth offender, and that's what he chose to do. And so, that right there, we got to salute that, you heard? You don't ever hear about that shit no more. But let's keep it pushing with the story. Oh yeah, because it gets spicy, right? Him taking the case with Gutter, his right hand man. It gets spicy. I ain't gonna lie. So Gutter would be dropped. I mean. Okay. I mean, we just broke that down, so there you go. In society where your own men are testifying on you nowadays, what CHOPPAVEli and Gutter did would be considered, in a society where your own men are testifying on you nowadays, the thing that Gutter, in a society where your own men are testifying on you and get you 100 years, taking a charge for your men, that shit is just unheard of. CHOPPAVEli will be moved up the rank in his gang for... CHOPPAVEli will be moved up in ICG for taking... CHOPPAVEli will be moved up in his gang as the ICGs all respected what he did for Gutter. Chop would do 17 months, but had to question himself when he got the news that Gutter got killed. If he was in jail, then he probably would still be living. Sometimes when you alter the... All right. Sometimes when you... Okay, I got it. Sometimes when you alter the natural energy of life, it always seemed to hit harder than it was supposed to hit. So God probably wanted to save Gutter by locking him up for a few years. When Chop took the charge and sent Gutter home back in the streets, let's do it like this. I feel you. Chop would do 17 months but had to question himself when he Chop would do 17 months but had to question himself when he got the news that Gutter got killed. If he was in jail, then he probably would still be living, he would say. When you alter the pattern of natural energy of life, it always seemed to hit harder. So God probably wanted to save Gutter by taking him off the streets for a little while. By Chop taking the charge and sending Gutter back to the streets earlier than God intended him to, that's when you got a tragedy like that. You feel me? Chop will come home heartbroken and cook up a song because of you in memory of Gutter. At this time, Chop would start living in the studio. He felt like he had to make it because this was a dream that him and Gutter shared together. Dropping video after video, he'll soon get the attention of all the insane gangster Crips in the 5 boroughs. From this link up, that's when you get the 2-3 Babies 5 borough connection. With names like CHOPPAVEli, Siggy Black, Lorenzo Benz, Luca the Shooter, and Tip Top, just to name a few, Siggy Black and Structure Gang artist Leaky G Bando would get into a back and forth public spat. CHOPPAVEli and the Long Island Babies wasted no time jumping in the beef, letting them know that Siggy wasn't by herself. Lorenzo Benz, one of the hottest babies coming out of Brooklyn, would get into the beef as well, dropping Itchin', a straight shot at the Structure members. Chop and the Babies would continue to grind, making fire music all through the 2020s. And then that's when April 13, 2023 would happen. A federal indictment would come out charging Chop and 7 others with a long list of offenses. Let's get into that. Okay, so it read 8 Crip gang members and associates indicted for racketeering and numerous violent crimes on Long Island. Members and associates of the insane Crip gang from Hempstead committed over a dozen shootings and 3 murders between 2016 and 2022. Earlier today in federal court in Central Islip, a 59-count indictment was unsealed, charging 8 members and associates of a violent subset of the Crips street gang, known as the Insane Crip Gang, or ICG, with various offenses including racketeering, conspiracy to commit murder, attempted murder, and firearm offenses, as well as fraud schemes. The indictment charges 7 defendants with racketeering and conspiracy to commit murder. 6 defendants are charged with multiple attempt murders, assaults, and related firearm offenses. 4 defendants are charged in connection with their respective roles in 3 murders committed in Nassau County between 2016 and 2021. 6 defendants were taken into custody this morning in New York and will be arraigned this afternoon before United States Magistrate Judge Irene R. Lindsay. A 7th defendant, Jonathan Gonzalez, was arrested in North Carolina and will be extradited in federal court in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. 1 additional defendant remains at large. Alleged the defendants participated in a staggering amount of extreme violence that shattered lives, main rivals, and endangered countless innocent bystanders on Long Island. As of today, after 3 brutal murders, over a dozen shootings, and hundreds of thousands of dollars of fraud, their chokehold of fear and violence all over the community is finally over. United States Attorney Peace, this office and our law enforcement partners will continue working tirelessly to protect our communities from gang violence and fraud. NCDA Donnelly stated the Crips faction has wreaked havoc in the Hempstead area for nearly a decade, killing perceived rivals and innocent bystanders alike. In just 2 years, Akeem Chambers allegedly participated in 2 homicides and more than dozens of shootings. This gang celebrated its violence on social media, using the same social media as recruiting tool and financed its activities by systematically stealing from the government. Benefit programs designed to aid the unemployed and those adversely impacted by COVID. Dismantling gang networks is incredibly difficult work, and I thank my staff and our partners at the U.S. Attorney's Office, the FBI, and the NOPD for the collaborative spirit used during this year-long investigation. The defendants allegedly engaged in multiple acts of gang violence, bringing undue fear and harm to the streets of our neighborhoods, stated FBI Assistant Director in Charge, Discro. Gang violence menacing communities is something no one should have to endure. People have the right to feel safe where they live. Today's indictment serves as a reminder that FBI's Long Island Gang Task Force is persistent in its efforts to keep neighborhoods of Long Island safe and free of violent crimes. The multi-agency law enforcement investigation has led to several arrests of numerous Crip gang members for homicide, shootings, and racketeering. The defendants have terrorized our communities in Nassau County, and now our residents can show a sign of relief that these criminals will no longer be able to inflict harm in our neighborhoods. I would like to congratulate all of the dedicated law enforcement professionals for their hard work and the diligence during the course of this investigation. A job well done by all, stated NOPD Commissioner Rada. As alleged, the indictment and court filings, defendants engaged in a pattern of gang violence which resulted in dozens of gang-related shootings as well as multiple murders in Nassau County between 2015 and the present. Okay, as alleged in the indictment, court filings, the defendants engaged in patterns of gang violence which resulted in dozens of gang-related shootings as well as multiple murders in Nassau County between 2015 and the present. The defendants, as part of their membership and association with the ICG, together with others, committed dozens of violent crimes in and around Hempstead, New York, including shootings, assaults, murders, robberies, and kidnappings. Akeem Chambers is charged with participating in over a dozen shootings and 2 homicides between 2020 and 2022, including the August 1st, 2020 murder of 28-year-old Taisha Williams in Hempstead, New York. In that incident, Chambers, along with Rob Pardo and another associate of the ICG, learned of a party on Martin Luther King Drive in Hempstead that was going to be attended by members of the rival D-Block Bloods. Chambers and others decided to commit a drive-by shooting of the party. Jonathan Gonzalez was enlisted to be the driver for the shooting. Chambers and the other associate, each armed with a 9mm firearm, planned to shoot the rivals. while Raw Pardo remained in the area to assist their fight from the scene of the crime, as Chambers and the others drove down Martin Luther King Drive shortly after midnight. On August 1st, 2020, they fired at least 8 times at a partygoer, striking and killing Thaisha Williams, an innocent bystander who was sitting in her car outside waiting to pick up a partygoer. Another innocent female bystander was also struck by gunfire and suffered a non-life-threatening gunshot wound to her leg. Chambers was also charged with his role in 2021 robbery and murder of James Diamond in Freeport, New York. In that incident, Chambers, together with others, planned to rob Diamond of a large sum of cash. Chambers and another individual, both armed with firearms, approached the victim and another man and attempt to rob them at gunpoint. During the course of the robbery, Chambers' co-conspirators shot and killed Diamond. Chambers and several accomplices were indicted and arrested for the murder by Nassau County authorities. Notably, Jalen Rogers, who is charged with over a half dozen violent crimes ranging from attempt murder and assault to attempt kidnapping, committed at least 3 of those violent crimes while he was wearing a court-ordered GPS ankle monitor imposed as condition of supervised release. And each of these shootings records for Rogers' ankle monitor place him at the scene of the crime at the time of the shootings. Nah, hold on. My nigga, you went on drills with an ankle monitor, bro? You see, nah, Chop, I was just with y'all, Chop. I was just with you, bro. I was reading, I was going off, you was the cuz, you the big cuz too. But you mean to tell me, cuz, you let a nigga with an ankle bracelet go on drills, cuz? Y'all might as well walk in the motherfucking probation officer or parole and say, hey, I did it. How y'all doing? Arrest me now. Come on, my guy. Y'all bugging. Y'all getting me sleepy. I just now said it's 2 a.m. Now I want to go to sleep. You heard? From on that dumb shit. Come on, Chop. Y'all niggas is wilding, bro. Jalen Rogers, man. Y'all should whip his ass. Whoever that is. Whip that nigga ass. All right, hold on. Jonathan Vasquez is charged with the November 19, 2016 murder of 19-year-old Joseph Venable in Hempstead, New York. Venable, an individual who was repeatedly targeted by the RCG in Hempstead, was shot and killed on Hempstead Street by Vasquez. In the wake of Venable's murder, members and associates of the RCG took to social media to brag about the killing. And then, in addition, the gang boasted about the killing and rap videos graffiti around Hempstead. In addition to violence directed as rivals, Vasquez is also charged with attempt murder for opening fire on 2 Nassau County police officers who were attempting to conduct a stop of his vehicle. Vasquez is also charged with the gunpoint robbery of a woman in Levittown, New York, and several other gang-related shootings. To finance their criminal conduct and enrich themselves, the defendants and other RCG members associated engaged in a wide array of fraud schemes, including defrauding state unemployment systems, the federal COVID-19 Paycheck Protection, PPP, various forms of identity theft and bank fraud. The frauds perpetrated by RCG members and associates netted the gang's members and associates hundreds of thousands of dollars since early 2020. For example, the RCG stole approximately $2 million from the state of California by submitting fraudulent unemployment benefit applications. In addition to their fraud schemes, the defendants regularly purchase, maintain, and sold a wide array of firearms. The investigation linked a total of 26 guns to the defendants and associates. 14 of the 26 guns is linked to multiple shootings committed by the defendants or RCG members. Law enforcement executed multiple search warrants this morning and recovered a 9mm fully loaded semi-automatic pistol and a .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol with an extended magazine and additional ammunition. The charges in the indictment are All right, the charges in the indictment is allegations, and the defendants are presumed to be innocent unless and until proven guilty. If convicted, Chambers, Dandele Gonzalez, Leslie Pardo, Rogers, and Vasquez faces up to a maximum of sentence life imprisonment. Pardo faces up to 20 years imprisonment. This case is part of Project Safe Neighborhoods, PSN, a program bringing together all levels of law enforcement in the communities they serve to reduce violent crime and make our neighborhoods safe for everyone. The Department of Justice Okay, so y'all see the vibe they was on. So y'all seen it on IG that Chop was already sentenced. He in his spot. He chilling. He cooling. It seemed like a lot of them took it to the door. I don't think nobody told on that case. I'm not gonna lie. You heard a lot of us forget about Long Island, right? And we'd be quick to brush it off like, Long Island. Nah, them niggas get busy in Long Island. Let me tell you something. Long Island get busy. They've been getting busy for a long time. You heard. I was locked up with a few niggas from Rockville Center, Hempstead, nigga from Wandance. Wandance niggas get money too. And Amityville. My peoples live in Amityville, you heard? And that's where Chinks was from. My son was fucking with Chinks and all that. You heard? He got locked up with Chinks when he was like 15 years old. So Long Island definitely give it up. A lot of people might look at areas where you see houses and all that shit, but you got to pay attention to those areas, right? When you go to Long Island, you don't got a camera on every block like we got in the city. In the city, it's nothing but buildings. You got a camera everywhere you go. So just imagine, right? It's 5 at night, 3 a.m. and nigga outside. Ain't no cameras on the block. You think a nigga ain't gonna burn you in LA? A nigga will burn you fast and keep it pushing. You heard? That's our video. Y'all know the vibes. I want to shout out to CHOPPAVEli and all the babies, man. Hold y'all head. But y'all know what this is. This is Bite. It's another episode of New York STEPPAS down. We out. Go run it up.